In a stunning and emotionally charged moment, Sister Wives star Meri Brown has officially broken her silence, taking direct aim at Robyn Brown for what she describes as months of calculated silence and emotional manipulation. With her trademark grace edged by unmistakable pain, Meri dropped a bombshell that threatens to shake the already fractured foundations of the Brown family. In a heartfelt and unsparing message to fans and, implicitly, to Robyn herself, Meri demanded to know, "Why pretend to be my friend if you were going to ghost me when I needed you the most?" Meri Brown, who for years endured feelings of emotional isolation within her plural marriage to Kody Brown, has often taken the high road when it came to family tensions. But now, in a rare moment of vulnerability and fire, she's putting the spotlight on a deeper betrayal, one not from Kody, but from the one sister wife she once considered her closest ally, Robyn. The public perception for years had been that Robyn and Meri shared a unique bond. Unlike the frosty relations that existed between Robyn and the other wives, Robyn and Meri seemed to understand each other, lean on each other, and even defend each other during times of familial strain. That is, until now. In a new interview and social media post, Meri revealed a story of ghosting, emotional abandonment, and a sense of betrayal that she says left her shocked, hurt, and questioning everything she believed about her relationship with Robyn. According to Meri, the breakdown in their communication wasn't triggered by a single, dramatic event. It was more insidious, a gradual withdrawal on Robyn's part that started after the most recent season wrapped filming. Meri described texting Robyn and receiving curt, delayed responses or no response at all. As weeks turned into months, Meri said she started to question whether Robyn was avoiding her deliberately. "At first, I told myself she was busy, or maybe struggling with her own stuff. But then I saw her being active on social media, engaging with fans, spending time with Kody and their kids, and I realized it wasn't that she couldn't talk to me. She just didn't want to." That revelation hit Meri like a freight train. The woman she once defended against the criticisms of Christine and Janelle, the wife she believed had her back, had gone silent. Meri didn't just feel rejected, she felt discarded. "You can forgive someone for being honest and telling you they need space," Meri said in a heartfelt video. "But how do you forgive someone who pretended to care only to walk away without a word?" The Sister Wives fandom has erupted with reactions. Many fans have long believed that Robyn's outwardly sweet demeanor hid a more calculating nature, and Meri's confession only added fuel to that narrative. Viewers have taken to forums, social media platforms, and YouTube to voice their support for Meri and to express their disillusionment with Robyn. Some even accused Robyn of isolating Meri intentionally, as part of a broader strategy to secure her dominance in what remains of the Brown family. Meri's emotional airing out of Robyn also touches on a broader issue: how plural marriage fractures female relationships in subtle but damaging ways. For years, Meri's struggles have been downplayed, either by the show's editing or by fans who didn't grasp the emotional weight she carried. But now, with her calling out Robyn directly, the emotional truth of what she endured is taking center stage. "I'm tired of pretending like things are okay when they're not," Meri said with tears in her eyes. "I stayed loyal to a family that didn't stay loyal to me. And Robyn, of all people, I thought she understood. I thought she got me. I thought she would be there. But she left me hanging. She left me wondering if I even mattered." There was a time when Meri and Robyn presented a united front. Robyn even once said in an interview that Meri had been her safe place when she joined the Brown family. But in light of recent events, Meri now sees those words differently. She said I was her safe place. Well, who was mine? Who stood up for me when I was falling apart? I guess I wasn't worth the same loyalty. Meri revealed that she had tried to initiate conversations with Robyn multiple times over the past several months. "I called. I texted. I even drove by just to say hello. She was always not home or too tired. But then I'd see her on Instagram smiling in a group photo or posting selfies with Kody. That's not being too tired, that's choosing your people. And clearly, I wasn't one of them." This emotional reckoning has led Meri to reevaluate not just her relationship with Robyn, but also her place in the Brown family altogether. She confirmed she's been spending more time in Utah, reconnecting with old friends, focusing on her businesses, and slowly rebuilding her identity outside the family drama. "I'm learning not to take silence as peace," Sometimes silence is betrayal. And I've had enough of pretending it's anything else. I deserve honesty, even if it's hard. I deserve friends who show up, not just when the cameras are rolling, but when life gets hard. Fans have speculated that Robyn may be avoiding Meri due to behind-the-scenes tension, possibly involving Kody. Some theorize that Kody may have discouraged Robyn from maintaining her relationship with Meri in order to avoid conflict or emotional complications. Others believe Robyn may simply be emotionally checked out from all relationships that don't directly benefit her core family unit with Kody. Whatever the reason, Meri's willingness to go public marks a turning point. For a woman who has often bitten her tongue, remained silent for the sake of family unity, and tried to find the silver lining in heartbreaking situations, this new Meri is unapologetically raw, honest, and done with pretending. Her fans are rallying behind her in droves. "You were always too good for that family," one fan commented. Another wrote, "Robyn showed her true colors the minute she didn't need you anymore." The wave of support has been overwhelming, and Meri says it has helped her feel seen and validated in a way she hasn't felt in years. Still, there's a lingering sadness beneath her words. Despite everything, Meri admits she didn't expect this from Robyn. "I would have understood if we had a fight. If something happened. But the slow fade out. The ignoring. That's what hurt the most. That's what I can't forget." She added, "I used to think being in a plural marriage meant you always had someone there. A sister wife. A built-in friend. But now I see that's not always true. Sometimes it just means more people to disappoint you." As for Robyn, she has yet to respond publicly. Her social media accounts have remained active, but conspicuously silent on the subject of Meri's claims. This silence has only intensified public scrutiny, with many calling on her to address the situation directly. In the meantime, Meri continues her journey of healing. She's been posting uplifting messages about self-worth, emotional boundaries, and the power of walking away from one-sided relationships. Her followers say they've never seen her more empowered, more radiant, or more real. Whether or not Robyn chooses to respond, one thing is clear: Meri Brown is done hiding. She's reclaiming her voice, her story, and her life. And for once, the narrative is hers to tell. As she poignantly said in her closing statement, "You don't get to pretend you were my friend just because the world was watching. Real friends don't disappear when things get quiet." As the cameras roll back into the dusty backdrop of Flagstaff, Arizona, Sister Wives returns for the mid-season premiere of its explosive 19th season, and it's already promising to be one of the most emotionally charged chapters in the show's long, complicated history. With Kody Brown at the center of a familial storm, and the once unbreakable bonds between sister wives in tatters, the mid-season debut wastes no time dropping viewers into the thick of the drama. What was once a story about faith, unity, and building a plural family under one roof has morphed into a cautionary tale of jealousy, betrayal, grief, and reckoning. Season 19 picks up not with hope, but with heartbreak. When viewers last left the Brown family, tension had already reached a boiling point. Christine had left Kody and started a new life with David Woolley, Janelle was standing her ground after yet another emotional blowout with Kody, and Meri was drifting further and further from the core of the family after years of feeling invisible. Robyn, once the newest and most favored wife, seemed to have finally realized that her position next to Kody came at a cost. And now, with the mid-season premiere, these unresolved tensions are reignited under the harsh lens of reality TV's most dissected polygamist family. The premiere doesn't ease viewers back in gently. Instead, it opens with a raw and emotional moment between Kody and his remaining family members as he attempts to rally some semblance of unity. But what becomes clear is that unity may no longer be possible. Kody's frustrations are written all over his face. He appears tired, bitter, and overwhelmed, caught between clinging to control and acknowledging that the family he once ruled is slipping through his fingers. His conversations with Robyn have taken on a more desperate tone, with both of them grappling with the fallout of being the last remaining members of what was once a vibrant plural family. Kody and Robyn's scenes in the mid-season premiere offer a window into the toll the unraveling has taken on them. Robyn, who once hoped for the picture-perfect polygamist family, is now forced to accept a new reality. Her tears are no longer about Christine leaving or Janelle pushing back. This time, They're about fear. Fear that her dream is over. Fear that her children will never know the loving support of a big, extended family. And fear that Kody's bitterness will harden into something irreversible. Meanwhile, Janelle's return to the screen is powerful. She's no longer the wife seeking compromise. She's the woman standing on her own. Her scenes are filled with a quiet but firm determination. Janelle knows who she is, and she knows what she will no longer tolerate. Her relationship with Kody has entered a Cold War phase, and while they still interact, there's a visible emotional wall between them. She's focused on her children, her independence, and her new home, one that doesn't include Kody. There's no drama for the sake of drama here. Janelle's transformation is subtle but seismic. Christine's presence, though physically distant, looms large over the mid-season premiere. She doesn't appear in the early scenes, but the family talks about her constantly. Her departure was not just a personal decision, it was a statement. A rejection of Kody's leadership and a declaration of autonomy that deeply unsettled the entire family structure. Even Robyn, who once struggled to accept Christine's defiance, seems to understand that something fundamental has changed. Christine's new life with David Woolley is painted as happy, fulfilling, and drama-free, the very opposite of what the Browns are currently enduring. Meri, often the silent sufferer in previous seasons, steps into the spotlight with more resolve than ever. She addresses the emotional toll of years spent waiting, hoping, and believing things would get better. In one of the premiere's most gut-wrenching moments, Meri speaks directly to the camera about how exhausting it was to feel like a ghost in her own family. Her pain is palpable, but so is her courage. She talks about her journey toward self-worth, her desire for a life that includes joy, and her decision to step away from the illusion of connection that no longer served her. The Meri of season 19 is not looking for validation, she's looking for truth. The children of the Brown family also begin to take more narrative space in the mid-season premiere. Viewers get glimpses into how the breakdown of the plural marriage has impacted them. From adult children trying to navigate relationships with parents who are no longer speaking, to younger kids caught in the emotional crossfire, the mid-season premiere doesn't shy away from showing the broader consequences of the family's disintegration. These are not just growing pains. These are emotional scars being etched into the next generation. The show also hints at broader themes that will shape the rest of the season. Religion, once the cornerstone of the Brown family's justification for plural marriage, is now a subject of internal conflict. Kody struggles with his faith, Robyn questions whether they are being punished, and the other wives appear to be evolving spiritually in their own directions. It's no longer a shared belief system, it's a splintered landscape of individual philosophies. There's a lingering sense that Sister Wives is no longer just documenting a family, it's chronicling a collapse. The show has always thrived on interpersonal drama, but what's unfolding in season 19 feels deeper. More permanent. There's a finality in the way Christine closes the door, in the way Janelle moves forward, in the way Meri lets go, and in the way Robyn weeps for a dream that's slipping away. Kody, once the orchestrator of the family's shared destiny, is left picking up shards that may never fit together again. As the mid-season premiere unfolds, it becomes clear that the Brown family's story is now less about polygamy and more about people trying to rediscover who they are outside of a system that no longer works for them. It's about healing, about truth, and about confronting the stories we tell ourselves in order to survive. The lines have been drawn, the alliances have shifted, and the emotional stakes have never been higher. Season 19 is shaping up to be the most transformative season yet. The drama isn't about petty arguments, it's about identity, loyalty, and the long shadow of past choices. Viewers are not just watching a reality show, they're witnessing a family unravel in real time. And in that unraveling, there is both heartbreak and hope. Because as the Brown family fractures, each member is finally getting a chance to ask, "Who am I, when I'm no longer defined by this family?" Sister Wives has always been more than a TV show. It's been a cultural phenomenon, a window into a lifestyle often misunderstood, and now, a deeply human story about breaking free, breaking down, and beginning again. With the mid-season premiere of season 19, that story takes a bold new turn. And audiences will be watching, hearts pounding, to see what happens next. In a striking turn of events that has captivated fans and viewers alike, Meri Brown, one of the original sister wives, is finally breaking her silence about the complex and often heart-wrenching dynamics that have played out between her and Robyn Brown following her official split from Kody Brown. For years, audiences have watched Meri endure emotional hardship, navigate the turbulent waters of polygamous life, and hold on to hope for a relationship that never quite lived up to her expectations. But now, in a revelation that sheds new light on the inner workings of the Brown family, Meri is beginning to question whether her bond with Robyn was ever genuine or merely a convenient alliance forged under the shadow of Kody's increasingly fractured leadership. The emotional distance between Meri and Kody had been simmering for years. Long before the public announcement of their separation, their connection had eroded to little more than polite exchanges and shared family obligations. But what truly surprised many viewers was Meri's continued loyalty to Robyn, Kody's fourth and most favored wife. Despite the clear rift between herself and Kody, Meri remained by Robyn's side, defending her publicly, speaking kindly of her in confessionals, and often appearing in scenes where the two women seemed to share an unspoken sisterhood. For a time, it appeared that Robyn might be Meri's emotional anchor in the storm. But as the dust settles from her departure from the plural marriage, Meri is beginning to voice a different perspective. In recent interviews and social media posts that have sparked a wave of speculation, Meri has begun to open up about the years of emotional neglect and spiritual confusion she experienced while trying to maintain appearances. At the heart of this unfolding narrative is a question that has lingered quietly for some time. Was Robyn truly a friend to Meri, or was their relationship merely an extension of Kody's control? Meri's doubts are surfacing at a time when fans are re-evaluating Robyn's role in the family. Once seen as the newcomer who brought a fresh perspective to the Brown household, Robyn has gradually become the focal point of criticism for viewers who believe she became the wedge that drove the family apart. Now, with Christine gone, Janelle carving out her independence, and Meri stepping away with newfound clarity, Robyn stands as the last wife beside Kody and increasingly isolated. For Meri, the realization didn't come all at once. It was a slow unraveling of moments, missed connections, and unreciprocated support. During the years when her relationship with Kody had all but dissolved, Meri turned to Robyn for emotional companionship. She believed that despite their differences, there was a sisterly bond rooted in mutual understanding and shared experiences. Meri recalls how Robyn once expressed empathy for her struggles, offering her a space to speak freely and be heard. But over time, Meri began to notice a subtle shift. Robyn's support waned as Kody's favoritism grew more apparent. Conversations became superficial. Invitations to family events became fewer. And when Meri finally made the decision to step away from Kody and the plural marriage, Robyn's response was not the outpouring of support Meri had expected, but silence. This silence has been one of the most painful realizations for Meri. In the immediate aftermath of her split from Kody, Meri reached out to Robyn, hoping to preserve a friendship that had been one of the few constants in her chaotic world. Instead, she was met with avoidance, unanswered messages, and what she now describes as emotional ghosting. It was as though, with her departure from Kody, she had also been exiled from any meaningful connection with Robyn. And that's when the questions began. Was Robyn ever truly invested in their friendship? Or was she simply playing a role, keeping Meri close for the sake of optics, or perhaps to maintain her own standing within the family? Meri has always been introspective. She doesn't lash out or seek revenge. Instead, she examines her experiences with a kind of emotional precision that makes her insights all the more powerful. As she recounts the past decade of her life, she speaks of moments where she now sees that her presence was tolerated, not embraced. Her emotions were acknowledged, but not validated. She was encouraged to stay, but not welcomed back into the fold in any meaningful way. And all the while, Robyn stood at the center of a carefully constructed narrative that cast her as the peacemaker, the caretaker, the one who wanted the family to stay together at all costs. But Meri is no longer sure that narrative was ever rooted in truth. One of the most compelling parts of Meri's emerging story is her exploration of identity outside of the Brown family structure. For so long, she defined herself as a wife, a sister wife, and a mother within a very specific framework. Now, with that framework dissolving, she is discovering who she is beyond those roles. And part of that discovery involves questioning relationships she once held sacred. Her relationship with Robyn is chief among them. The friendship that once felt like a lifeline now feels like a chain, a reminder of years spent hoping for connection in a place where genuine connection may never have